Hello, everyone. Care to try to listen to me? Okay, I fucked that up. I'm gonna keep it in a video anyway. Care for me to try some Mongolian throat singing? Okay. Anyway, this is a different video. It's not about Mongolian throat singing. This is about an anime or a show you will probably sleep on in 2025 that you should probably check out. The anime and show in question is To Be Hero X. This is probably my favorite show of the year, and I'm sure it's under a bunch of people's radars. Like the production and the storytelling it has to offer is insane. So let me begin. The story is to me, if I had to describe the story to you right now and sell it to you, I would say it's probably like, so you have the main character, but you don't see the main character for most of the series because it intertwines. So the show introduces a bunch of characters to you throughout the episodes as the episodes go on, and then it shows how the fates of those characters, the destinies of those characters, intertwines in this otherwise very big world. It's like a hero thing, so it shows you a bunch of heroes like one by one, their life stories, etc., etc., and then it ties it all very well together to show you the main character and what the main character is all about. Like, he just comes out of nowhere. The whole show's about him, but the story's backwards in a way where it doesn't introduce you to him at first because he's not present, and then they introduce him later, and he's such an OP character, and the show is so well made that I think it deserves my top spot as well for the show of the year that I've watched. I'm also watching stuff like Kingdom, you know, the new Kingdom season, like Gachiakura, however you want to say it. That's also peak fiction to me, but To Be Hero X, let me tell you, man, the animation as well is top tier, bro. The amount of times they changed the art style as well, so there were times the animators would specifically select different scenes to be done in different styles. For example, there's a scene that's done in like 3D CGI when it's a bit more serious, and then other like crazy fights are done in 2D. Some of them are done in like a retro Mickey Mouse style. Some of them are done in like a more modern anime style, and there's so much depth to it all that it feels awesome to watch. It's just a very pleasant experience. Now, I'm going to be honest and say I didn't watch all of it all the way through. I did leave it halfway like an absolute idiot that I am, because, I don't know, I guess the other seasonals just came out and it kind of got lost in the back of my head. But last night, I remembered and I finished it. I went from episode 16 to 24 and I had a blast just watching it. I do, however, feel like the pacing of it does slow down at that kind of halfway point. Well, that's not really halfway. It's about 3/4 of the way through. So from around episode 16 to maybe, I'd say, 1920, it does get a little bit slower, but again, the last 4 episodes are just peak, man. They're so peak. The main character again is super strong and busted, and I'm glad that they introduce him kind of right near the end of the show. They drop little hints here and there about this character, but I'm so glad they introduced him at the end of the show, because it creates such mystery around this character, and then he shows up and he just kicks booty. Like, that is so cool to me. And then they show how there's basically, the main story is that there's a hero association and there's different kind of hero agencies within this association, and then all of that comes together in like this massive tournament that ranks heroes based on how powerful they are, etc., etc. And then, yeah, I don't want to spoil it, actually, because I guess if I said anything more, it would count as a spoiler. Basically, there's a bunch of plot twists with the whole association thing. Like, it's not all black and white, you know. There's some weird shady stuff going on in between, and then the main character's just like F you to all of you and just starts doing his own thing, which is awesome. But yeah, the show is absolutely incredible. Animation, just boom. I'm usually not fond of 3D CGI myself, but when 3D is done very well, which it was in this case, like I'd say it rivals the stuff Arcane is kind of doing with their 3D stuff. And honestly, again, just not a big fan of CGI, but this show did it very well. And then also mixed it in with 2D in a very creative way. And if you want to know the character's power, I guess you could watch it for yourself, but if you don't care about spoilers, I will tell you that this guy is a dimensional hopper. This guy can go from a 3D world into a 2D world, into different dimensions, just by the snap of his finger. So what happens is a lot of these enemies are like chasing him around towards the end there, and then he's just like boom, 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 just teleporting dimension from dimension. And all these enemies are getting absolutely wiped and rinsed, and he does not give a crap. He does not have a single care in the world with what's going on around him. He's just doing his own thing, you know, like minding his own business, snapping away like the enemies weren't even like a threat to begin with. The show is so cool. So once again, I'm going to say this show is heavily slept on because I don't hear any social media buzz about it or anything of the sort. And I know that it has finished quite some time ago, but again, zero buzz around it. I wonder why that is, but seriously, I enjoyed the show. You guys should check it out as well, man. I'm just hooking y'all up. But, what else could I tie it off with? I mean, dude, the audio, the music, the intro is very insane. Like, you look at, when I was watching it, I was looking at this character in the intro and I was like, who the hell is this guy? And why is he in the intro? I thought maybe it was like a cameo or something. Nah, guy's actually the main character. There you go. Now you know, if you ever start the show and you look at the intro, that guy has aura. Do not play with him, bro. Yeah. What else have I got to say, man? You guys have got to try this, bro. And again, just to maybe shift the subject a little bit, you guys should also try Kingdom. I know season 1 sucks. The CGI was absolutely utter dog shit for its time. But I still recommend Kingdom. Like, second to none. Crazy war anime. So much action. And the production has stepped up since season 1, and it's only going to go up, man. The quality of this show, which is now at season 6 or something, is insane. I loved every single season from season 2. Like, I will never probably drop Kingdom because of how interesting that show is to watch. It's also like a really long ongoing manga series from what I know. But yeah, give that a go as well if you want. But trust me, you gotta cope through that season 1. You gotta, bro. You gotta, bro. But yeah, that would be all from me. See you later.